All right, I finally have seen this movie that I've been waiting for so long, and that is The Holdovers. After hearing all about its Oscar buzz, did it live up to the hype? Well, I'll let you guys know my thoughts on it right now. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing well. My name is Tyson, and we are here to talk about movies. That's right, we do movie reviews, movie trailer reactions. We cover major movie news on our Min One podcast. We do movie rankings, and of course, we do Oscar Mondays. So, if that sounds interesting to you, make sure to check us on out and subscribe. We're on the way to 1,000 subscribers, and I would love to have your guys' support as we go about that journey and share this channel to anybody who loves entertainment content. All right, with all that done and out of the way, let's get on into it. The Holdovers. This is the film directed by Alexander Payne, starring Paul Giamatti, Divine Joy Randolph, and introducing Dominic Sessa. This has a fantastic cast, I will say first off. If you do not know the premise of this movie, what it is Dominic Sessa and a couple other students of this school have to stay behind on winter vacation because their parents are busy or whatever and just can't bring them home for the holidays. So Paul Giamatti, who is a teacher here, and Divine Joy Randolph, who is the cook, they have to stay behind and kind of keep an eye over these students over the 2-week holiday break. So, very interesting premise, kind of standard, but it is a great one, and it's a great movie for sure. These characters in here, first off, Paul Giamatti, fantastic. He's a grumpy teacher who really doesn't care about the world, who thinks that the world doesn't care about him. So we have that amazing dynamic paired with Dominic Sessa, who is a kid who gets, into trouble and likes to press people's buttons and make people upset and test the limits of what he can get away with, we'll say. But ultimately has a good heart at the end of the day. How does that go with Giamatti's character? Well, they definitely got some blow-ups in there. And Divine Joy Randolph in here is almost like the biggest joy of the movie in here, too. I did not know this, but she is a grieving mother losing her son in war. And how does that, go around the holidays? With the first holiday being around that he's not around for, it's definitely a tough one. And you can see that in her performance and in her character. And very, very beautiful performance by Divine Joy Randolph in here as well. And those three just have a great dynamic on screen, which gave this movie a huge leg up. And this movie, directed by Alexander Payne, I think he did a phenomenal job directing this movie. I really do like the cuts and the fadeaways. I like where he put the camera. And best of all, this movie is from the 1970s. That's when it's taking place. And it definitely has that feel of the 1970s. First off, the movie even starts with like the rated R logo coming up, just how it was back then. It looks like it's on film, like shot on film. It is shot on digital, but it makes it look like it's shot on film for the intro. And the trailer had that feel too. I absolutely love that for sure. Gave this movie a huge characteristic that I absolutely loved and just gave it more of that detail, which was great from the mind of Alexander Payne. All right, now the story in here is fantastic. Yes, have we seen a story, like a feel-good story like this before? Absolutely. But this one has so much heart, so much emotion with beautiful characters. It is a phenomenal film. It really is. It is just one you watch in the theater and you have a smile on your face. You almost feel all of the emotions that you possibly can while watching this movie. You see Dominic Sessa's character going through, what a normal teenage boy would go through or feel after being left alone on the holidays, or if he's trying to talk to some girls, you get that flashback of how you were around that age. Just beautiful life experiences that you can feel right alongside these main characters and almost take this journey with them. I think Paul Giamatti did a great job bringing life into this character that could have been more of a standard kind of dry sort of character, but he brings a certain amount of joy or grumpiness or confusion or just a great flow of different characteristics that really make this character stand out. And I think this performance goes above and beyond what this character was on the page. Like I said, this film is a very feel-good movie, I would say, in a way. And it's kind of like a holiday classic now in a way because it does touch on, obviously, the Christmas holiday, and I could see myself rewatching this every single year for sure. I wouldn't exactly maybe call it a Christmas movie, even though it takes place on Christmas, but it does definitely fit, I would say, around this time of year. This film is definitely a feel good movie. You can watch it almost any time of the year. However, I think it's going to be especially special when Christmas season comes around. Obviously, it takes place during that time, but I think it just kind of fits within this holiday very well, and I could definitely see myself watching it each year around the Christmas season. That is probably my favorite part, is just the emotions that get brought to yourself while watching this movie. I really felt happiness walking out of this film, and that's, hey, that's what we want out of any movie. So I absolutely love this one. It was a fantastic time in the theater. I'm glad I only saw like the trailer once, and I just kind of felt surprised while watching this movie. But I was really surprised just how moved I was while watching this movie and watching these performances on screen, because they are brilliant. And I'll talk about the Oscar chances of this movie after I give my rating. And my rating is going to be this, guys: The Holdovers. It's fantastic. It's one of my favorite films of the year. I'm going to give The Holdovers a 9.5 out of 10. It's a fantastic movie. It's a 2 hour and 15-minute movie. It didn't feel like that. It flowed beautifully. The pacing was fantastic, and you never checked your watch to, figure out what time it was. I just thought this was a perfect runtime for it. It felt complete, and the story is just brilliant with brilliant characters. So if you haven't checked out The Holdovers yet, I highly recommend it. I feel like this movie is for everybody. So make sure that you check out The Holdovers soon, especially this holiday season. And let me know if you've seen this movie. What are your thoughts? Share down below. Now, Oscar chances. Let's get on into it. This film is definitely getting nominated for Best Picture, and I think it's going to be in the running to win. I don't think it's as likely to win as like an Oppenheimer or, maybe Poor Things, but I think it's in the third position right now, if I'm honest, of possibility. So it's not out of the question yet. Best Actor, definitely still giving it to Paul Giamatti. I think he gets that nomination for sure. I think he's a lock. I think he's in the conversation to win it. I really do. I think that category is going to be pretty stacked as of people who could win. So I definitely think he's in the running for sure there. Best Director, I think that not Paul Thomas Anderson, Alexander Payne. Don't know why I said PTA. Alexander Payne. I think he's definitely getting in for Best Director. He deserves it too, with how this film was shot and edited, and it was just beautiful. Screenplay, I could see getting in for screenplay for sure. Score, I could see score even getting in. I think the score was fantastic for this movie. And you know what? Editing even. I think editing could get it just because I think the Academy will really appreciate how he made it feel like it was shot in the 70s, how he had that vibe to it. Incredible. So I think, it will get nominated in the editing as well for that. And as if any other ones, I think those are all the ones that come to mind at the moment. Again, I could be missing a few. But yeah, I think this film is fantastic. Like I said, one of my favorites of the year by far. And it's just a very beautiful movie. So let me know what your guys' Oscar chances, what you think this film has for that, down below for sure. In the comments, looking forward to hear you guys' thoughts on that one. All right, that's going to do it for me, guys, on this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until the next one, I'll catch you then.